We are going to try to roll this again. This is our second take, so hopefully everybody will pop in. Just so that everybody knows, Pageantry Now is all about positive pageantry and being able to highlight the things that go on with pageants that you never get to see. You always see, you know, the bloopers from the pageant before, or a missed question, hey Pia, or maybe you see, reality TV, but we really try to highlight title holders that are out there making a difference in their community and being able to be positive. So, yay! People are in the house. We're so grateful you're here. If you haven't already, please fan us and invite your fans. So the little less than symbol. Hey Dominic, how are you? Hey Macy, thank you. Cornelia, thank you for being here. Please invite your fans and capture moments. So as you hear what's going on in the conversation, if you like it, capture that moment. That saves it on our page, and then people can look at it later on. But it also moves us up in the rankings so that more people can hear the story. So the more likes you give us, the more hearts you give us, the more that you share the conversation, the higher we go, and the more that we can highlight our title holder for the evening. So I'm going to try to see if we can get this to work one more time. I see that Dana's here, and Cheryl and Macy, and hopefully Kristen can connect. Thank you for inviting your fans, Mackenzie. Much love. I'm so grateful for you guys and my crownies. Crownies are our loyal fans that have been with us for a while. Actually, I call all of our fans. Yeah, I'm hoping she'll be there. No! Ken's log out and see if you can log back in. You're my back capture driver. I need you. Okay, you ready? Let's try this. Oh, it says that you're not available. Oh my gosh, what is going on? All right, I don't see in the audience, so let's see. Can you hear me, Kristen? Boy, Dina, you didn't know how much fun this is going to be, right? All right. I don't know if she... Okay, you can see me and you can hear me, but it doesn't show you in the audience. So I'm wondering, can you click on my image? Just don't click on the go live. If you click on the go live, then it'll actually broadcast yourself. There you go, Kens. Hi, Vay. Yeah, Kristen, can you click on be a guest? Become a guest? Yes, I'm Jewish. Technically, I was raised by a Jewish family, so I'm a little bit of everything. Hey, Tabitha, babies, how are you? Thank you for being here. It's important to support everybody. Still not letting you capture moments? Are you serious? Oy. All right, let's see. And I'm still not seeing Kristen. Kristen, you can hear me though, right? And we've got a good group on tonight. Ooh, it came back. Okay. All right, so Kristen, do me a favor. Are you on your computer or on your phone? Computer. Okay. It might be easier. Thank you, Mackenzie. It might be easier to do it on your phone. I know you were trying to log in originally on your phone. Oh, no phone available too. Okay. Oh, have you updated? Are you on Chrome? Because you have to be on Chrome or on Safari. No, not Safari. Foxfire to be able to. You're on Chrome. Okay. Okay, so Jay says click on 0 guests and then become a guest. Foxfire. Thank you, Mackenzie. It's the internet browser. Do you guys not call it Foxfire? Am I the only person that calls it Foxfire? Yeah, probably. All right, let me log out one more time. I'm going to log out and see. It's Kristen, log out, and we'll try it one more time. Thanks, Mackenzie. Yeah, but the problem is her phone's not working, so... Do you have a tablet, Kristen? Although the computer should work. I broadcast on my computer, and I actually... Macy, you had the same issue, right? Yeah. So everybody, if you've got a tablet to be able to try to do it, it might work a little bit better. I'm sorry. All right, I'm going to log out really quick. I mean, I don't know. Let me see. Technical issues are being difficult. Hey, Jay. Let me see if anybody else, if it'll let me. Let's try it. See if it'll let me. This eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who am I picking today? Let's see if it'll work. Cheryl, thanks for being here and being so patient. We appreciate it. Oh, wait, there. Oh, and then I got it to work.
Hi, it's Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Hi.
And now I see Kristen in the actual chat where I could actually pull her in too. So
perfect. Pull her in because I'm not camera ready.
You're always camera ready. Always. You know what? Because honestly, pageantry is not about this. Pageantry is about what comes from inside.
That's how we real women, this is what real women look like when you don't have on makeup and everything. So.
And today I did a post today of my real self, showing real pictures of me, what I don't look like with makeup, and some of my worst situations ever, because at the end of the day, this is not about what we see, it's about who we are. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the system so that we've got the up on it, and then we can invite Kristen?
Absolutely. So California Petite is the first actual state preliminary that's being held. USA Petite's been around for several years, but they don't have preliminaries in all 50 states. And of course, you've got to start somewhere. So my journey with them started in 2015. I was appointed and I represented California. And then I went to Florida that fall. I won and was like, oh my gosh. And I was just brought into this family of wonderful, amazing, inspiring women, not only because of all the regular pageant reasons, but because it was for shorter women, 5, 6, and under. And we all know that for whatever reason, height is still a thing, especially in modeling, not so much with acting. But when I was seeing it being a thing in pageants, I couldn't help but go, what does it matter what your height is to be a leader and a role model in your community? So I just really fell in love with Hazel Lopez, our founder's vision. And so after I did my year and then I crowned my successor, I just thought to myself, why don't more short women know about this? Why don't more Mrs. contestants know about this? Why don't more Ms. contestants know about this? And so I realized that the state preliminaries were kind of where we could have a starting point. And so I thought, okay, California doesn't have it. Why not? I want to do it, so I will. And it just kind of went from there. So since I jumped on board as a state director, a couple of my pageant sisters have actually expressed interest and they're becoming state directors. So we have one, we're going to have one for Wisconsin pretty soon. We're trying to get Hawaii back on the radar. And then we already have one for New York. New York just got acquired, and then New Hampshire, well, New England area. So, I mean, it just kind of started the snowball effect, which is what I wanted,
Right.
because once you know what's going on at the state level, and there's no local competition before that, it's kind of like you get to compete right at state, which is fantastic. And I got to meet Kristen last year because she was appointed for California for USA Petite, and we got in touch right away. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to know who you are. I need you in my life because you're representing California. And we ended up going, to Florida and met each other in person. And she's just been my sister from another mister ever since. And she performed so well. She did so good, and I was extremely proud of her. And when I told her what I wanted to do with California Petite, she immediately was like, what do you need? What can I do? She's been fantastic. So I'm extremely proud to have her on board, and she will be crowning her successor this April when we have the first ever Miss California Petite pageant. So.
Whoa! Oh my gosh, what a great, inspiring story of sisterhood, and and again, yes, short girls represent. Thank you, Macy. God knows, I've been doing pageants now for 35 years. I'm 5'4". I've been the same height since I was 12. So, so I get it. And I remember, in the beginning, it didn't matter. 5'2" and proud. Thank you very much. Thank you. In the beginning, when I first started modeling and I first started doing pageantry, it wasn't a big deal. But now it's so nice to be able to have options and to feel like there is acceptance. Again, this is just a vehicle that promotes all of the things that we do. It's just a body that takes us, in a machine that takes us on to whatever, our heart desires, literally. Absolutely. So why should we be determined by our size or our height or our color or our gender? So that's really, acceptance. And that's part of what PageantryNOW is all about, is like, we don't get an opportunity to be able to hear about these systems and be able to offer representation. So we really appreciate that.
Absolutely. And I did want to mention that, even though we don't have state preliminaries in all 50 states, you can definitely be appointed. So I'm seeing, all the ladies on here right now in the chat, 5'2", 5'2.5". Oh my gosh. If you want to, if you haven't competed in a while, or if you're looking for a new system, USA Petite is accepting contestants to be appointed. You got to start somewhere. So definitely check out USA Petite. Hazelly Lopez is a wonderful director, and I can probably get in the chat later and post the link or something somehow. Share that. Yeah. And you can, register, and hopefully we can meet you, later this fall at USA Petite for 2018. And I think what was also important about this particular system is we're trying to take back the word petite and own it, because what was been hard for me in promoting this pageant, as soon as I said the word petite, women would go, I'm not a size 2. And I'm like, well, that's the great thing, because we're talking about your height. There's no dress size. I don't care. I tell everyone whenever I do interviews, I always sound like a broken record. I say, I don't care if you're a size 2 or a size 12. If you embody the traits that we're looking for in someone who's going to represent this organization, that's really all that matters. And so people are always kind of floored when they hear about that, So it's definitely, we're just trying to rebrand it and not make these labels be as limiting as they sound. So
they're just numbers on a dress size. It doesn't, and it's just numbers. It doesn't define you. And absolutely. That's so important that we're able to project that and promote that. I'm a size 16, but I'm a petite, and I'm totally okay with that. And, at the end of the day, you just have to do what you got to do. Numbers can't define you. That's exactly it. So, and let's be realistic. Some of the most powerful, I hate to say men, but some of the most powerful men in the world were not over 5'2". So,
right.
Hello. Why should it define us?
Absolutely. Are you able to get Kristen? Because I mean, she's
I've got to drop you out, so I'm going to try
Thank you so much
bring
for
her
the
in.
moment. Thank you everybody for the love. This is my first time using YouNow, and I'm probably going to start jumping onto this now and building this up because this is a fantastic platform.
Isn't
and all
it
of you guys
great?
are awesome. Thank you for introducing me to this. So
Yeah,
I'm going to turn it over to Kristen, and
okay.
you're going to love her. I'm going to get on the chat and just start showing some support and love that way. Thank you guys.
We appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Dana. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right. So, Kristen, you ready? We know it works. I can see you in the guest. Let's do this. And Kristen, you can tell me all about what happened in nationals and the areas of competition so that we can let everybody understand all about the system. Now that I know that it's here in Florida, I'm kind of like, maybe I should come and visit, seeing as that I'm in Miami. So Orlando is only 3.5 hours. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We know it works. So come on. And we got lots of captures, which is great. Oh no. Hey, Brianna Sugar Cakes, thanks for joining us. This is Stacy. This is PageantryNOW. Let's try it again. And again, I love the platform. Don't misunderstand me. I think YouNow is fantastic. This is such an amazing way to, especially if you are hey, Gianna, how are you? If you're trying to get to know somebody, in another area, and perhaps it's Brenna or Brianna. Just Brianna. Okay. Come on, Kristen. Hi, Gavalt. Okay. Sorry. Oh my goodness. All right, we tried, and for some reason it's just not connecting. And I know, Dana, did you connect on your computer, or did you do it on your phone? How are you, Gianna? Thanks for being here. All right. Macy's still here. Thanks, Mace. See, not isolated to just you. Okay, so you did connect through your computer. I love you. Oh my gosh. You're so awesome. I kind of want to go to Vegas now. My day was great. Thank you, Brianna. Just so that I can watch you guys compete, because now I feel like I know all of you. I mean, I'm going to be in Vegas in May. Well, I assume it's May for Miss USA. So she needs to be in the guest queue. Man, oh man. Okay, so I know. And like now I my Survivor edition. If this were the only Survivor edition we do, it'd be great. Hey Todd, how are you? Thanks for being here. This is PageantryNOW. Please make sure, if you haven't already, to share us with your fans. We appreciate you being here. I kid you not. We roll dice, and Mackenzie and I both go, okay, and no, didn't work. And no, didn't work. Thank goodness that you guys are understanding and and at least not frustrated, because it can be really, really frustrating because you feel like it's your fault, and it has nothing to do with that. It's just, oh my gosh, Samantha's on. Hey Sam, how are you? I haven't said, oh wait, guest queue, and nobody's in the guest queue. It worked for half of a second. Try it again, Kristen. We're this close. Yeah, you saw it too, Dana. Oh no. Okay, you're on your phone now as a guest. I've been great, Sam. How are you? It's good to see you. All right, let's try it again. And there, and I see her. She's there. Gorgeous, beautiful. It's gonna connect. This is live. It's the only challenge that we have is that we're live streaming, so anything can happen. It's just like, if you were on TV and it was live and there's no going back from here. So come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh my goodness. Well, we're glad you're here, Samantha. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in like forever. And oy, it worked. I saw it. You guys saw it, right? You saw it. Great. Thanks, McKenz. Way to support there, baby. So close. Tina, thank you for being so kind. She's in the guest queue right now. It says it's connecting. It worked for a minute, right, Maisie? Maybe the Wi-Fi. Are you close to your Wi-Fi reception? Because sometimes you have to get closer to your Wi-Fi reception. I didn't even think about that. I hear it.
Oh my gosh,
is
it working?
Yeah, it's working! Yay! Oh my gosh, are we? Oh, fantastic!
I'm so sorry. I switched over to my phone. My computer was booting me every single time. So thank you guys for being so patient. Technical difficulties, right? So.
Oh my gosh. I mean, and it's like, and since we're live, sorry, Dana, since we're live, it's so hard to like control what's going on and to know, is it working? Is it not working? So yeah. Do me the greatest favor. Please introduce yourself and tell us all about yourself.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And thank you everybody for hanging in there too. So I'm Kristen Routh. I am the 2017 Miss California Petite. That's an MS category. So it's for women that are under 5'6" in height and being able to represent states at the national pageant. I'm also in the division where you're 26 and over. You can be married, not married. So it opens up a lot of opportunity for women of all ages and of all heights to compete.
Yay! We love it. We love it. We love it. Thank you so much. Jay, she just introduced herself. All right. So tell me a little bit about the areas of competition.
Right.
So does it go to Petite World?
It goes to
Samantha wants to know.
Yeah, so it goes to Petite USA. So each state then goes to Petite USA, which is the national. And then the national winners, my mom's on here too. She's even excited about this. Okay. So that the national level, then the winner from the teen division and the Miss division then go on to Universal Petite, which is an international competition.
Okay. All right. See, and I didn't even know this. I mean, is it really sad? Okay. Do they have a pageant for older ladies?
They do.
Yes.
They do. There's divisions. So the different divisions there's the teen division, which is kind of self-explanatory. Then there's the Miss division, which is unmarried women 18 up to 25. Then there's the 26 and over group, which can be married, not married. And then there's the married division, which is the Mrs. group. So the Ms division and the Mrs. division go up to an endless age, basically.
Awesome. Okay, so tell me the areas of competition so that we're familiar with that. So, I mean, pretty much, thank you so much, Macy. We appreciate it. Thank you. Dana says teen is 13 to 17, Miss is 18 to 26, Ms. is 24 to 40 now, and Mrs. is 30 plus.
30. Okay.
And I assume Mrs. means you have to be married.
Married, yes.
Just a time. Yeah, that's a short age group for Miss. That's it's 18 to 26. So that's actually pretty normal for everybody right now. Because I know America goes to 25 and now USA goes to 28. So we're extending ourselves. So, all right. So tell me the areas of competition.
Sure. So this was such a fantastic pageant to be a part of too, because it's not just about beauty. Obviously, there's so many different parts to this. So there is your traditional evening wear, fitness wear for, or swimsuit wear actually, for teen, miss, and ms, and then there's fun fashion for the misses division, and then you have an onstage question that everybody actually has to answer, which is kind of cool, because not a lot of people get an opportunity to do an onstage question unless you're in the final 13 or 5, and then the interview, is the actual largest part of the competition. And I see a question here, fun fashion. Yeah, so for the misses division, rather than having to be in a swimsuit, you pick a outfit that represents your personality, your flavor, showcases the beauty that you are as a woman. Especially as a petite pageant, we have to hem everything, so it's being able to showcase that petite people can rock some real great fashion too.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like, again, you think of models and you think of over 5'8",
right?
And I'm always like, really? Because
totally.
The rest of us wear clothes.
Yeah. Well, and what's amazing too about the California pageant, and the one that is coming up in April here, is that there's actually a petite boot camp that we have in March, and that's an entire day where we go over how to interview. Every girl gets her headshot taken. We go over how to walk, the different types of walks from swimsuit to evening gown. Talk about basic pageantry skills, and it's a really cool opportunity for people that are either new to pageantry or seasoned to kind of brush up on some of their skills too.
And every single system is a little bit different too, as far as what their expectations are. So having a boot camp ahead of time is really integral to not only helping you understand the system, but you get to meet your sisters. You get to understand that this isn't, a cutthroat type of thing. You guys are working together. You get to know each other ahead of time. So it isn't just the time that you're a pageant that you spend time together.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing with this pageant that I've found that's so unique and so great, is that we're already united by being kind of the outliers when you think about it, that we are shorter in the pageant world, we're shorter in the fashion world. And so there's actually a bonding that occurs of kind of like short girls unite situation. So my experience with the national pageant was fantastic, is I made friends from, all over the world in all reality, since the international pageant contestants were there as well. And it's such a neat experience to just be able to have this petite bond with other really strong women. We say, even though she's little, she's fierce, and that's really speaks to what the petite pageant girls are all about.
I gotta say, please don't take this offensive or in any way. You remind me so much of Olivia Coolbo. I can't stand it.
Really?
Well, yes.
I mean,
you are gorgeous, but like your personality is super bubbly and just, very charismatic. I don't know if you know who Olivia is, but she was Miss Universe a couple of days ago. So. But again, small but fierce. She's like 5'5", I think 5'4". So, and awesome.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's so cool is this might sound silly, but having an entire 3-4 days that you're with other girls that are your same height feels really cool too, because literally it's like when you're a short girl and you kind of go out, you're rocking the 5-inch heels, but in all reality, when you're around other girls that you can see eye to eye with, it really is something that's even metaphorical of just being a bonding moment for everybody.
I think for me, just personally, I need to come to nationals. Just, hey, Emily, oh my gosh, we have crownies coming in that we haven't seen in a really long time. So that's awesome. We're happy to have them. But my biggest joke is that I go to these big pageants and I interview, and I literally come up to you.
Totally, yeah.
I was interviewing Miss Teen USA 2 years ago for the first time, Catherine Hayek, and she at 15 was 6 feet tall,
yeah.
And I'm literally going, hi, how are you?
Exactly.
So I need to have a pageant where I go and everybody's my height and I don't feel like I've got to stand on a box. That was the other comment my husband has said now. I need to start bringing like a little box with me when I do interviews. I'm like, that's not okay.
Exactly.
All right. So she's Ms. California Petite. Rita, thank you for joining us. And Emily, thank you for the love. We appreciate you being here. And again, please make sure you invite your fans. If you haven't already, we really would appreciate it. We're trying to move us up so that more people can meet Kristen and hear her story and hear about her system. So we're happy that you're here. Thanks, for being here. She's in California too. So, Emily, guess what? You're a petite and you live in California. I've got a pageant for you,
Yeah. And
what part of Cali are you?
Southern California. So I'm in a suburb outside of LA. So yeah. Oh, Emily's excited about this.
Yes, Emily's like, really? Tell us about it.
And I'll tell you a little bit more too. Is the actual, you can go to the Miss California Petite website, and Danny, I'm sure you can put the link on there too. But the actual pageant will be April 14th, 15th, and 16th. And we have a Petite boot camp that's this month actually on the 23rd of March, and it's all up in Northern California in Oakland.
Awesome, because M's Southern California as well. March 24th. Done and done. It's already up there, so you can get information on Emily. See, then I'd have to come to California to watch you compete. Oh, wait. I'm going to be in California March 24th.
Oh, you should come to our boot camp. You can meet our contestants.
Well, hopefully. We are on the list to go to Talking Dead, so...
Oh, fun.
Because that's crazy, wild things that, pageant girls do. Right. All right. So, in your experience with the system, what was your favorite part of the competition?
Favorite part would have to be just the process of team building. So at the national pageant, what was really cool, it's again, we had an entire day that was not competition related. We had a self-defense class that we all took. We had dinner together that we all went out. We went to an aquarium where they closed down part of the aquarium and we had a private tour. This was all happening in Florida actually for nationals. Right. So what's so cool about it is, again, this is not just a cutthroat beauty pageant. This is about you owning yourself, feeling confident, demonstrating that throughout the entire competition. And I know Dania has an amazing whole pageant, couple days basically scheduled too for the California pageant, where there's going to be more than just the competition part. There's going out to dinner together. There's taking group photos together. So that's the thing that I enjoyed the most. The other thing that I love is just about pageantry in general is being able to represent my title and take it back to my community. So I made over it was 62 appearances during my reign over the year.
Wow.
So it was really cool. And my platform was Be a Hero, Help a Hero, where basically it was taking everyday people and giving back to those that serve us. So the fire department, police department, our deployed military, those families. And so, again, creating a community. But what was neat for me, being a petite girl and being around the heroes, that are usually big men, they were so appreciative and so grateful for everything that was being involved and said, it's really cool that somebody petite that kind of goes off the radar once in a while is bringing light into our world too.
And that's fantastic. And that's the thing is that, again, the reason we do this show is because I always say real men and women out there using a crown in a way that you just don't expect, being able to change the world and change that stereotype.
Exactly.
Thank you, Em. We really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, 8,000 fans. Girl, you must be doing a lot of broadcasting. Oh my gosh. Emily and I met here, and now we've met in real life. I was competing in Southern California, and she actually came to the pageant I was competing in, and so we got to actually meet in real life. So, all right. So, did you do pageants before this, or was this your first system that you did? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Actually, I'm a late bloomer, so I only did one other pageant prior to this, and it was in the Ms. America system, and I was a newbie. I had no idea what was going on. Actually, it's kind of a funny story. I got into pageantry on a dare more than anything. So
Okay.
I've always admired it, but I never thought that I was one of the pageant girls, because I too had kind of a stereotype that, they were 6 foot tall Amazons, bleach blonde hair that walked out of a fashion magazine, and I didn't fit that profile, especially being over the age of 30 too. So I was actually out to dinner with one of my girlfriends, and I said, every year I challenge myself to do something out of my comfort zone. And the year before, I'd gotten my motorcycle license. The year before that, I learned to shoot a gun. I was like,
oh my gosh.
And I said, what do I do this year to my best friend? And she says, well, do something opposite of leather and guns. She's like, that's like crowns and sequins. And so she said, why don't you do a pageant? And so sure enough, I started looking for Amazons like Amazon Prom, tall women. That's what we're saying.
Totally. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So sure enough is I started doing the research in what's available, and I was drawn to the community service aspect more than anything of pageantry. But after my first pageant, I was a newbie. I was absolutely newbie, and it was the same experience that we're kind of talking about. Is there were very, very tall women, and kind of I faded into the crowd. So since I had a good experience in pageantry and wanted to continue my community service and continue my platform, I came across USA Petite, and then found that I could enter from the California side as a delegate to be able to compete at nationals. So.
Yay! Oh my gosh. All right. So what inspired you for your platform? I mean, clearly, did this come organically through the process of pageantry, or was it something that you were doing previously? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, certainly. So by nature, I'm actually a licensed therapist, and I'm completing my doctorate right now too. And I work a lot with first responders for PTSD and trauma. And I've been part of this program for a while called Give an Hour, where therapists give a free hour of therapy to a serviceman or woman every week, so that they can get the services that they need beyond the vet center. And there's a lot of stigma that's attached a lot of times in military or first responders, policemen, to go and see a therapist, and so they're not getting the help that they necessarily need. And so that kind of naturally funneled into me seeing that there's a great need for us to give back to those who give to us on a daily basis, because there is really without being too over dramatic, there really is kind of a silent suffering with a lot of our heroes, where there's an expectation that they are supposed to be these manly men or very, very strong women, and nothing hurts or bothers them. And so by being able to be in a give back to organizations, and then channel that into my own platform of literally just going and saying thank you to people for what they're doing. We in California were hit with the devastating Thomas fires a couple months ago, I think 7th largest fires in the country in a long time. And
so, the mudslides too.
The mudslides shortly after that. And so it was a big time of just devastation. And, and seeing that these men and women, the fire department, the police department, highway patrol, were working around the clock through the holidays, getting no rest too. And we all think that we think about the victims of fires. We don't necessarily think, firsthand about the heroes. So it's been a fantastic opportunity to shed some light on what we can do, not just in times of devastation, but around the clock, to say thank you to the men and women that are protecting us.
That, I think, that is wonderful, and I don't think that people understand the magnitude of it. You hear so much about PTSD with the military, and right. Clearly, for anybody that has served in our country, I know that many of you suffer from PTSD. I've got friends and family that are affected by it constantly, and have given their time and their energy to protecting us, and they do it selflessly. And it goes the same with police officers and firefighters and nurses and doctors and all of these people that deal with these intrinsic traumas and try to just keep a good face up. And there's only so much a human threshold can take before it's
Exactly.
so much. So, there are often times when I'll do like fundraisers. If it's like a food event, I'll take the food and I'll take it over to the fire department, and they all freak out because they're like, why are you bringing us food? And I'm like, why not? You're here. Without you, I was hit by a truck riding my bicycle 6 years ago. And when I got hit, I had 8 EMTs over top of me, and the guys looked at me and said, you've got a really expensive bicycle. Do you mind if we take it back to the station for you and we'll hold it till you get out of the hospital? And I was like, my heart melted at that moment because I was like, who thinks of something like that? Yeah. And so we came back and we did a big pancake breakfast for them because I was like, you don't recognize it until you're in that moment and you're dealing with the stress and the strain, and they don't have a place to necessarily let that all go. Exactly. So there's a lot of issues with, abuse and with alcohol and medication and they're just not having coping mechanisms. So thank you for what you do.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, it's been really empowering for me too to be around people that literally are just here to serve. Is that day in and day out, especially when we don't have disasters or crime going on. These people are still working around the clock, and they're spending holidays away from their family. They're some of the firemen that I talk to, when they get deployed, they're gone 3 weeks at a time to go fight forest fires. And that means no matter if it's a holiday or their kid's birthday, they're gone. And so it's being able to just recognize again that there's such selfless people out there, and doing something that you can give back a little bit to be able to say thank you for what you're doing.
That's awesome. Yeah, we went through it during Hurricane Irma. After 9/11, one of the first deployment teams to go were people from Hurricane Andrew. So several of the people that are here in the Miami area are first responders that actually go to any place that's affected. So at the time that Irma hit, we had the fires in California, we had the hurricane relief in Texas, we had the hurricane here, and Puerto Rico was hit too. Yep. So there's 3 first responder teams and 4 major disasters nationally that they were all trying to respond to. And I know that some of my parents in my program, I'm a therapist as well, but I have a gymnastics program. There's no correlation. I don't know why. But several of the parents, called me and said, listen, we're on the team. We're ready to go. We're going out. And 3 weeks later, they came back. Oh, we're home for 3 days. And then we're going to the next. Exactly. And I thought, how do you live like that?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
And have a family and have a wife and a life. I mean, how is that possible? So,
yeah.
Now, do you feel that going forward, and you're gonna continue doing pageantry? Is this something that you've caught the bug, or are you kind of done? Yeah. What's going on with that?
You know what? It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. Is every time, well, the last couple times, I've only done 2 pageants. I say, nope, this is it. I'm good. I'm good. Because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of investment. And then about a month after I say this is it, I'm like, I have so many pretty dresses. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not certain. I think what I will continue is doing the volunteering and being involved. And Dania, our pageant director for California Petite, has been so fantastic about including me in planning and helping out, even being able to have this interview as well. And so I see myself being more of maybe a pageant cheerleader, of being able to help out on a bigger level than just competing. But you never know. You never know. Like I said, is sometimes I'll just get that itch out of nowhere and say, man, I really miss putting on high heels and doing makeup. So
and yet I say no, and I'm like retired. I've been retired like, I don't know, 9 times.
Exactly, right.
But you can always go back. There's always something. Exactly. I mean, there's something to go to, and because pageantry is evolving. And there are new places to go and new titles to be able to have. I mean, for those of you that have never seen our show before, we're talking thousands of pageants that are out there. So if you are thinking about competing in a pageant, you know, I guarantee you there's one that fits your needs.
Yeah.
So tell me, how was it, other than the fact that you competed before, you know, what was it besides the fact that this was a petite pageant that made you go, this is the one I need to do?
Yeah, the big draw beyond just the you know, it's more height and more body acceptance, was getting an opportunity to have other activities that were going on beyond just the you know, the showing up the day of and walking around in a pretty dress. You know, and again, is what's really cool. If you go to the website that Dania just posted too, you can
Hazley.com US Petite.
Okay. Yeah, you can see what the actual national pageant involves, and like I said, it's a 3 or 4 day process too of just fun that's there. The international pageant is actually held on a cruise ship, and so you know, so it's, you have a cruise that you're part of, and the winners from the national pageant get a free cruise to be able to go and compete at internationals. So you know, so beyond just the, you know, it fit my height to compete. It fit what I was mostly interested in too, which was meeting people from all over the country, coming together and just kind of having a sisterhood too. Yeah.
Do you guys still stay in touch?
Oh, we do. In fact, what's so cool about this is 3 of the girls that were in my division, we have already made plans to visit each other in other states. So I'm going to go see one of my friends in New York and in a few months, actually. So
see, that's awesome.
Yeah. So great, right? And yeah, and Dania answered that. It's a free cruise for all the USA Petite winners, which is really, really cool. And even the California at the state level too. Amazing prizes too, because it goes beyond just a crown. It with and Dania, I think you can probably type more of this than I can say, but the winners for Miss California Petite actually get a photo spread, lots of different opportunities for to use their title. So many different prizes that are an option as well. Modeling contract, there we go. That is also for all women at all the winners at all the different divisions as well. So, so yeah.
Yeah, but Sam, you could do the international one. Sam lives in Canada, so but you could do. Maybe they have a Canada system. Mm-hmm. So, Kit International Talent. Wait, yeah. You get an international talent, a photo spread, Style Equation magazine cover, shoot, and feature. Oh, that's true. But how it's 5, 6, and below, right?
5, 6, and below. Yeah.
5, 6, and below.
Yeah.
So Sam, if we take your heels off of you,
yeah, 5, 6, and below barefoot.
But when the last time I saw it. When I saw what is the photo spread? It means that they're going to do like a photo shoot.
Yeah, that's for the Style Equation magazine. It's the cover shoot and a feature. So
awesome. So, I mean, I guess I pretty much. I mean, I always like to know more. Like I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's 5'9" now. I was gonna say the last time I saw you, you were 15, so you were just a little bit taller than me then. So I thought maybe, but you're a teenager. I forgot you grow up. Those pesky kids.
I know, they keep growing.
Were you? Oh, you had just turned 16, right, Sam? Oh my gosh, sorry. Okay, I apologize. Not to be ageist, I really apologize. So, what do you want to tell us just about your experience, about the system? What is the best way? What do you want to convey? I mean, I know that time is short, and that's the hardest thing coming towards the end of your reign. It's like,
sure.
Has it really been a year? And
totally.
What do you do
yeah.
now? So,
yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, like I said, is I think the big takeaway in this is that you meet people that are there for a common purpose. It's there to celebrate your natural body, which I think is so great as well. Is that already we're born into a certain height that you can't change, and so I think the women also take that to the to accept themselves more too. So you meet very genuine women. That's something that I really appreciated, meeting these other very gorgeous women of all different shapes, all different sizes, of just being so body positive, which was great. And Dania spoke to it earlier too, is petite does not mean your dress size. Petite means height. And so it's about, body positivity. It's about owning your elegance. The thing that the judging criteria is based off of is not how good you look in a bikini. It's how confident you are walking on stage. And that's what was really cool too, is being able to walk on stage, and I mean, it's intimidating for all of us to be in a a swimsuit on stage, but rockin' music playing, just kind of being able to own it. And that's the thing that's so cool, is being able to feel that you walk away from the pageant, winning or losing, feeling more confident in yourself, as opposed to feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't fit in any here. So
that is phenomenal. That is, I'm an ambassador for the body image movement, which is all about changing our views of how we see ourselves. And their tag is #IHaveEmbraced, and you clearly have embraced. And it's all about learning to love yourself. Kristen slayed swimwear USA Petite. Woot woot! I mean, honestly, the truth of the matter is, as long as you feel confident and you can just go out there and rock who you are, thank you, Mackenzie, #IHaveEmbraced. But, I mean, why should we let everybody else decide what we feel confident with, what we feel, good about?
Exactly.
And the fact that you're able to walk away with it knowing that you, first of all, were able to achieve your goal of doing something different. I mean, going into your next birthday and being like, I did a pageant. And your point is? And walking away with friends and confidence and feeling like it doesn't matter if you win the crown. Yeah. Because I always say title holders are wearing a crown regardless. It's not something that you win or lose. You have it or you don't, period.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, is I can honestly say I was so happy for the girl that won in my division, and we became fast friends. And I placed fourth runner up at nationals. So not
woot!
But
for your second pageant? Are you serious?
Yeah. It was
at an international pageant, 4th runner-up.
Yeah, so it was pretty exciting for my category, which was great. But being able to see when they crowned the winner, and I said, yeah, she deserves it. That's actually, being able to have that feeling. That's what I say, is that I didn't experience any sort of, cattiness. It was just sisterhood. One of the very fun things, this is a memory from national pageant too, is we had a beach photo shoot, and all of us kind of went into it like, oh my gosh, we're going to be, rolling around in the sand and playing in water. Like, what is this? While people take pictures. And we ended up just having the best time. We were chasing each other and playing catch and throwing a football around while we were having this beach photo shoot. And it turned into just a beach day as opposed to actually getting a photo shoot done. So it's just kind of that I guess is the big thing that I took away from the whole experience, is like, yes, this is a competition because you're showcasing yourself, but it's a competition with yourself. It's not a competition with others. It really is bringing the best you forward. And if the judges, are looking for something that's not you, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. It just means that they're looking for something else. And so feeling good. So this is really just an uplifting system. With I can't speak highly enough too about Dania, and also the national pageant director and international pageant director Hazley are just amazing women. These are women who you want your daughters to know, and you want to be best friends with. And Dania and I have become fast friends because of this. Because again, there's just this genuineness that they live out, and that gets emulated back into the contestants too. So
okay, now that is honestly the biggest testament too, because honestly, a great director can make or break a pageant. Hey, absolutely. Brandy, thanks for joining us. So to be able to say that not only is your state director amazing, but the national director is amazing is wonderful, because that support, you can't feel good about yourself if you're not being supported from beneath.
Yeah.
And and I've said it many, many times, and I will say it again many, many times. The hardest job in pageantry is being a director, because the weight of the world falls on you. And it's not easy to be able to do that, to provide, appearances and prizes and support if you need it. And, in multiple divisions, sometimes you're dealing with the parents too. And how do you balance all of that and still, stay happy and giving and loving and, in a good place?
Yeah.
I have directed before. It is not easy.
Oh, totally. And you see, there will always be people that are stressed during it too. And then the pageant director kind of can take on that, that stress too. But spa days, there you go. But what's just been, again, simple as the directors have set the tone for how we need to respond. Literally, they were eating dinner with us. It's like, just pull up a chair, plopping down on the floor with us when we're resting in between events. So it's a very approachable pageant. And I think that's the thing too for women like myself that are either new to pageantry or even just a little shy too. This system is one to be a part of because it's not intimidating. It's competitive in the sense that you definitely have you will be competing in the different areas, but it's not intimidating, and it's extremely just encouraging too. So I can't speak more highly for our pageant directors, and for any of you under 5'6" is spread the word, tell your friends too, because this is an experience to have. It's not just about being part of a pageant, it's about being part of an experience.
Well, okay, I feel like, first of all, I feel like you need to be a pageant coach. Clearly, and I don't say that to a lot of people, but can you walk on your knees? Sorry, Sam. Probably not. Oh, darn. But you exude so much confidence, but so much loving nurturing that goes with it, that it makes me go, can I be more like her? Which, I mean that very seriously. I know that there are coping skills that comes up when you're a therapist, that you deal with multiple situations and you learn to multitask a whole lot easier than most people do, and compartmentalize in ways that you probably don't want to. But the way that you speak about other people and building them up and being able to give them props, not everybody can do that. So,
well, thank you.
Good tag on you. So
I appreciate that. Well, that's what this is about, and from the world of pageantry too, it's a sisterhood, it's a family, and even though people think that this is, competition and women that spray each other with hairspray and stuff like that, no, it's you get out of it what you make of it, and I truly believe, like, if you go in with the intention of it into any pageant that you want to be the best version of yourself, you're going to be, and that's the thing too that I feel confident in myself too. Believe it or not, I am kind of terrified of public speaking. So being.
Are you serious? You would never know that. I mean, I'm looking at your backdrop. Your makeup looks flawless. Your light is amazing, and I'm like, okay, she must do this all the time. Okay, I'm feeling.
No. Well, thank you for that. No, and that's what I mean by this has been a process for me. It's been a challenging but very rewarding process. Again, is getting into pageantry. I didn't even know how to do my makeup when I entered my first pageant. I did a lot of YouTube tutorials and trips to Sephora to kind of say, what do I do? And looking at blogs. My very first pageant I ordered my dress off Amazon for $59. So I was budget beauty queen. So again,
I spend a lot of time at Ross.
There you go, right?
Yeah, yes.
Again, what it's about in pageantry too is rather than becoming an image and competing with that image, is just enhance yourself, enhance of what you already have going on, and you're going to exude that confidence so much more. So
Sam says Ross. Okay, there's I don't know if you have it in Canada. There's a line of stores here called Ross and Marshalls, and it's all discounted clothing. And sometimes you get good things, and sometimes you don't. I mean, I laugh because I got this amazing evening gown that I wore to Miss Universe, and I'm on the red carpet at Miss Universe, and Paula Shugart walks up to me. She goes, "Oh, who's the designer?" And I'm like,
you're like, clearance
bought it for $19 2 days ago at Ross. And I was dying. Here is the CEO of the Miss Universe organization, and I'm going, Ross. I can't afford the clothes. I can't afford the makeup. You know, I invest in the good things that I can, but I mean, honestly, you learned to adapt. Clearance rack. Yes, my husband even knows what to look for now on the clearance rack. It's really scary.
Yeah.
So anyways, in that last question, I promise.
Oh no.
What did you learn about yourself in this process?
Yeah. So much. This is a very heavy-weighted question. One, I realized that I'm actually a girly girl. I had no idea that I was, but
there you go.
Yeah, in that process, you know, as I have kind of prided myself for a long time of just kind of being the one that could throw your hair in a ponytail and jeans and go anywhere, you know, and I still am. But I also realized that there is this untapped side that I never really focused on even in my 20s or in my younger years, which was just feeling pretty, you know, and being able to be more glamorous and being able to you know, explore with different looks and fashion and all of that. So, you know, I'm still like 99% of the time not wearing any makeup, ponytail up, you know, and still feel just as beautiful. But I learned through this process too, that there's different aspects of my femininity that I wasn't necessarily exploring. So that's a big one. That's a big one just personally for me. But the other big thing that I learned about myself too is that I have the ability to influence others in a major way. You know, again, as a therapist, is a lot of the work that I do is one-on-one, and I know and I can see that I help make change on an individual level. But being able to go out to these large events and again, public speak or host different events or have an interview like this too, and see the wonderful positive feedback. So thank you so much for that too. Gives me that confidence in myself too, that I'm not just limited to being able to talk one-on-one with people, but I'm actually able to make a bigger global difference, which gives me more encouragement to even want to get out and do more things. So
that's awesome. It's fantastic. So tapping into your two sides that maybe you hadn't ever explored before.
Right.
And I get that. Kenzie says high five. Kenz, do you want to, okay, what type of therapist are you?
Oh, I am. Yeah, no, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I'm also a sports psychology consultant. So finishing up my doctorate degree right now in sports psychology. So I work a lot with professional athletes.
I was like, so you're going to fit all of that in with all of your appearances and get your doctorate too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
might
sure,
as well.
No problem. Community service, go out, do some stuff. It's all right. Sure. Women can do it all.
It can happen.
Actually. So.
Exactly.
So you work mainly with athletes?
Yeah. So my from a marriage and family therapy perspective, I you know, that kind of is all encompassing, you know, as a therapist too. But my background initially is in exercise science and sports medicine, and so then when I went into the psychology field, I really focused on working with athletes recover from eating disorders, body dysmorphia, working with injury, coming back from injuries, career transition, and just kind of found this niche of working with professional and semi-professional athletes. So I operate from a really solution focused. I guess that's where my bubbliness comes from. Is I'm very solution focused and solution oriented. So it's about how to help people overcome issues and look towards the positive to move themselves forward rather than just dwell on the past. And so because of that, it is really kind of put me into this niche of working really well with athletes and other people that are focused on achieving an end result in something. So
phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Brandy, play nice. Okay, there is a joke. I'm going to tell you guys the joke so you don't look at that and think, what did I do wrong? Okay, I have said on a separate app that is a chocolate yogurt. And when I said that, the kids all told me that it was not a chocolate yogurt.
You have to watch the emoji movie, right?
I know. I'm like, well, yeah, no, it was bad. It was okay. I found out that there was no Netflix and the other thing either. So we're having some chocolate yogurt. Thank you, Mackenzie. See, it's ice cream. I told you. See, no one believes me. It's supposed to be chocolate ice cream.
Oh, she thinks she put the wrong sticker. No worries.
No worries, Brandy. So, thank you. Does anybody else have a question? I know everybody's in, and you guys have been really, asking questions and making comments, and we really appreciate that, and we're so grateful. Now I want chocolate ice cream. I agree, Damia. Because I was running late, I didn't get a chance to get yogurt now. Okay, it's yogurt now. So, thank you, Brandy. No one thinks anybody's nuts. Are you kidding? Okay, can you make a living off of doing pageants? Jay asked that earlier. So, do you want to touch on that? Do you want me to touch on that?
I can touch a little bit on it, and then you as the expert can kind of go more. I think what I've seen is that pageants are not, they're they're a door towards something else as opposed to becoming a professional pageant person. Right. So I think that, again, the exposure that you get, I can even speak to my own business too, is by putting myself out there, volunteering, making connections, I did actually get more clients come into my practice, especially like going back to what we're talking about with first responders. I was able to say, hey, there's these amazing organizations where we give free therapy to first responders, and they'd say, well, can I talk to you? And so I think that pageantry gives you a door into other careers, and I think you can probably say more to that too.
Yeah, I mean, in answer, Jay, I can say to you yes and no. It really depends on the side of the business that you're in. Could directors make money doing pageants? Yes. Can contestants, depending on the system that they're doing, make a living off of it? Oops. Technical issue. There are certain systems that, you get scholarship money. There are certain systems that you get prizes in. I'm going to be honest. I've been competing for 35 years. It costs me more money to compete than it does in prizes that I've won. But, I've won things like wardrobes and photo shoots, and, I've won, trips, and I've won, lifetime or a year supply of makeup and hair care products. But if I go beyond that, and I agree with what you said, what Kristen said, what I have gained in the experience far outweighs any prize that I've ever won. My ability, I am on the spectrum. So speaking to anyone was a big deal when I got into pageantry. And I am a survivor of assault as well. So it was a very big deal at 16 for me to go to my first pageant. Would I have thought that this time later I would be doing this? Not in a million years. It enabled me to be confident, to be strong, to be able to tell people my story and share it in a way that was unfounded in any therapy that I ever could have gone into. And it really enabled me those opportunities that I would never have had any other way. And then I would never have thought that I would be on the red carpet at Miss Universe or at Miss USA or meeting, Ruba Wilson, who you guys all know from YouNow, but Steve Harvey and Charlie Puth. And, when I say I'm friends, I am friends with several Miss USAs. I am friends with several Miss Universes. Mm-hmm. When I was a child, when I was 16, I competed in the Miss Universe system. I never thought in a million years I would have them, texting going, so what are we doing? Yeah. I'm coming here. When are we going to get together? Yeah. So, Miss America, the Miss America system, they get a scholarship, and then they do get a salary for appearance. For Miss USA and Miss Universe, they get a prize package, and they do get a salary as well as appearances as well. Some systems, if you're a state title holder, you get a car, a house, your entire wardrobe. I mean, it just depends on the system. So, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you get you, and you get growth, and you change, and you learn, to extend outside of, I say, easing into discomfort, and extend outside of the things that you feel are normal all the time. And those have innumerable amounts of measurement to me. There's no dollar value that I could give to what pageantry has given to me. So there you go. Okay. Oh my gosh, she needs to go. She's a therapist. She's probably been working all day. So, all right. So let me scroll up really quick. Mackenzie asks hard questions, so I'm just warning you ahead of time. Okay. If you had one wish that would be granted today, what would it be and why?
Ooh, good question. Well, now the only thing I'm thinking about is chocolate yogurt. So I'd love to have a chocolate.
Dana, we're having a chocolate. Do you and Dana live close together or no?
Well,
you guys.
I'm Southern California and she's Northern California, so we're.
Oh my gosh!
I know, so we're opposite. I know we'd have to go. So, but I think if I had a wish, why don't we take the general pageant answer and say I wish for world peace? But I think more than anything though, what I wish is again, from the line of work that I'm in, I wish that people would learn to love themselves really authentically, because I think a lot of our problems that we actually have in this world, if people learn to actually genuinely love themselves, it would rid a lot of issues that we have socially, worldly, politically, and we'd have a better functioning society.
Hashtag be kind to one another. Oh my gosh. I try to live it every single day, but it is so absolutely true. If we could find a way to be able to, I mean, and I laugh. My answer to that is not world peas, it's green peas. But it's true. I mean, at the end of the day, if we could put aside the things that make us different and accept that that's what makes us unique, and love that in everybody else, life would be a whole lot easier. So
exactly.
Hashtag be kind to one another.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one. If you could meet any historical woman who inspired you, who would it be and why?
Oh wow, that's a good question. From
a 16-year-old.
From a 16-year-old. Wow. Okay, I want to meet you.
She asks really hard questions. I've got to say, if anybody wants to do pageant prep, Dana, if you want them to come on and be ready for pageant and practice interview, you let us know. I will let Mackenzie off on them. So.
That's funny. I think for me, it would have been Princess Diana. And again, the reason for that, not just because she's a princess, but because she also has such a fascinating story of having to fit into an environment that wasn't what she was born into, and under heavy scrutiny. And Princess Diana also has a pretty significant mental health history too, of having overcome eating disorders and dealt with depression. And being able to sit down with her and pick her brain would be amazing, to say, how did you do it? How did you inspire so many people, touch so many people, lead with your heart too, and yet still were a normal person with a lot of different issues of your own too. She also wasn't your typical beauty, but she was amazingly gorgeous. When you think about it, is that she wasn't a model. She wasn't a, step out of a magazine page. She just embodied elegance and grace. And I think that's something that I would love to learn. We don't see too much.
I agree with you so wholeheartedly. Like there's something that timeless. She
absolutely timeless.
She embodied so much of what we would hope that all of our leaders would, and really, I think that was why when we lost her, that there was such a big tragedy for the whole world. The whole world lost a shining star at that moment. So, and for those of you that were not around, please read up about Princess Diana and just her amazing works that she did and not being accepted, not just, you know, herself, because she had issues with depression and she had issues with anxiety, but also not being accepted by the royal family. You know, there was a lot of things that went on. She was absolutely an icon, and slammed that question. That was phenomenal. One final question. Jay, come on. People are really liking you, Kristen. You got to come on more often. We'll have you come back afterwards and talk about it. Okay. So let me just read Samantha's. Many kids and teenagers are bullied worldwide for having imperfect looks, buck teeth, large ears, overweight issues. What's your message to these teenagers or kids?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, I would ask them to define what perfect is if they're being bullied for being imperfect, because as we see every generation, we have new ways of being told what we're supposed to look like. I know even in myself, when I was growing up as a teenager, it was the Kate Moss era. So it was very, very thin.
Waif.
Yeah, waif-like. And so if you had any kind of curves, even if you had breasts or a butt, you know, you were considered not pretty. Fast forward, 15, 20 years now, we have the Kim Kardashians of the world that are idolized. People are getting...
We got Ashley Graham on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Exactly. Yes. These beautiful bodies that, and so being able to tell, kids that if you're being bullied for your imperfect looks, there really is no perfect. The what is perfect is what you are owning. Again, going back to what we're talking about. If you own your looks, I, for the longest time, when I was younger, wanted to be taller. I really did, because like I said, hated to hem everything. All of my friends were bigger than I was. But truly growing into my short frame was the best thing that I could possibly do, because now I totally embrace that. Yeah, I'm never going to be taller than 5'2", never. Like, I'm done. I capped out. But isn't it amazing to be able to walk through life with a very different perspective than a lot of people have at 6 foot tall? So again, going full circle is being able to tell these kids that are being thanks, I'll embrace my ugliness from now on. Oh, you're not ugly.
Ugly is you are beautiful, perfect. I tell people you are perfectly imperfect. You are the only you that you can be. There's nobody else that is ever going to look like you, sound like you, talk like you. And the moment that you are able to embrace that is the moment that you stop feeling those feelings of imperfection. And the only thing ugly is the word ugly.
That's true.
That's so true.
Well, and when you can finally embrace too that there will never be a carbon copy of yourself, even your own children, even if you have a twin sister, there's going to be differences. And so embracing that, you don't look like everybody else. Hooray. You can be picked out of a crowd. Coming from a pageantry circuit too is when you look different, you actually draw the attention more from the judges as well. So, so to tell all the kids is like, there is no standard of beauty. There is no standard that is going to be a lasting standard of beauty. It's going to be the standard that you create for yourself.
I've been a redhead all of my life, and in my more significant pageant years, actually because I had won the Mrs. Texas title, and living in Texas, there's a lot of pressure about being a title holder, and I was told you need to dye your hair brown. You are never going to win a national pageant if your hair is red. Mm-hmm. And for 9 years, I dyed my hair brown.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, when I came back to Florida, was like, why do you do this? And I went, well, because I can't win a pageant if I have red hair. And he looked at me and he went, that's nuts. He goes, that's what makes you gorgeous. And I was like... Absolutely. I'm 44 and going, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I think I'm going to stay with my red hair. Sounds good.
Well, the thing too is my personal experience is the things that we typically dislike about ourselves are the things that other people love, because it does set us apart too. And I know the compliments that I've gotten from people I'm like, you really like that about me? You really like that physical attribute of me? And so other people see, people see our beauty even when we can't.
Yeah, no, I agree. Thank you. Mackenzie, I love you. All right, Jay says, one final question. Are there any stereotypes associated with doing pageants? Well, I think we've touched on a few, but what would you say are the biggest stereotypes in pageantry?
Yeah. Well, I think the first one that I just want to like knock down right off the bat is that pageant girls are stupid. You know, it's getting that ditzy answer or people saying that, oh, you're just a walking ball of makeup and hairspray. No, like I said, is I've met some of the most amazing women who are business owners, doctors, highly educated people that are doing amazing things that are not dumb by any means. If you think about it too, to be in pageantry, you have to have that whole package together too. You can't just be good at one thing. You have to be able to talk openly with people. You have to be able to know current events. You have to be able to converse with other people easily like this too. And so somebody who's dumb or stupid can't do that. So that's one big thing. The other thing too, I think there's a lot of stereotypes with pageantry too, that that girls are in it just for self-promotion, taking a bunch of selfies and trying to feed their own egos. And like I said, it's more than, from my experience of it, it's more than having some pretty photos to post on social media. It's about what you're doing to put yourself out there to be able to bring attention to your causes. So even with the Ms. California Petite system too, it's encouraged that you have social media, that you talk about the causes that you're doing, the experiences that you're doing, link the websites to the organizations that you're volunteering with. And I had great feedback over this past year too, of people said, I loved getting your weekly post of you going and running a race or, working at a clinic or things like that. But I loved even more is the paragraph that you put about what this organization is doing and where can I donate and be involved. So I think those are two big ones. We're not stupid and we're not just there for the selfies.
Yeah, well, and honestly, and I think too, just to add to that too, pageants have grown so much over the years that it's not about a specific look or a specific size or, social media has kind of put us in a way where, we always want to look our best and we always want this best part of ourselves to be available. Mm-hmm. But yes, the reason that I do this show is because most crowns are a way to open up doorways for someone to be able to speak their voice, to speak their truth, and to be out making a difference. Exactly. And, you're going to get some of those, I call them pageant patties. They're the ones that, are very cookie cutter and really haven't reached outside of that comfort zone to be able to explore what is beyond pageantry. And it happens. Yeah. It happens. I remember my very first Miss Universe event and I was anxious, which I thought, I'm an adult and I'm anxious and I'm here with, 92 of the most beautiful women in the world. Mm-hmm. And they were all taking pictures of the food and and it was at that moment I went, wait, we do that exact same thing when we go out to dinner. And I laughed so hard that I couldn't, the food was very pretty. That meal was probably one of the most unique meals we've ever had. And we've done some pretty unique things. So, and then it was funny because, Miss Universe walked in and all of the girls went, yeah, she's here. And I looked around at all of them and I went, everybody's it's a girl just like you.
That's true. That's it.
We do have pictures. Actually, my husband Mike has pictures on his Facebook, so you guys can Sammy can go take a look at my Facebook or I'll connect you to Mike's because Mike actually is a chef, so he did take pictures. But then when that moment when I walked up to Miss Universe, I'm like, listen, I don't want to be the person that breaks this party up or anything, but these girls all would like to know if they can come and meet you. And she looked at me and went, yeah.
Exactly.
And it was at that moment where I realized we're just all women. We're all just women, and yes, do we have social media and do we have phones, but at the end of the day, they were just, it wasn't that awe-inspiring moment where I was like, oh my gosh, she's beauty and she's grace. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, Mia, I love you. I didn't mean All right. Thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful. I am so glad I got to know you. I know we took up a whole good amount of your time. Thank you for being honest.
I appreciate it so much. And sorry about the technical difficulties in the beginning here, but I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to connect. So
it's awesome. How can we find you if we need to find you so we can find out the last month and a half of your journey so that we can get the newsletters? Tell us all about that.
Yep, I'm on Instagram at Chris Routh. My handle is Chris Routh. It's KrisRouth. I'm on Facebook too. You can find me under Miss California Petite. That's MS California Petite. Dania is our director on here as well. You can also find her on social media, and definitely follow, because we're going to be, I'll be taking a lot of selfies, we'll put it this way, at the California Petite pageant that will be happening in April, and of course during the pageant boot camp too, Petite boot camp that's happening in later this month too. So absolutely happy to share the journey. Thank you guys so much for having me on, and thanks for introducing me to this platform too, of being able to be involved.
Yeah, something new. I mean, honestly, it's a great way for you to talk and share. And I mean, honestly, if you've got somebody that wants to come on and share their stories about what they're going through, this is a great way to be able to do it. So,
Absolutely.
So awesome. Thank you so much. We're so grateful. I appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye. Yay! Mom loved it. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm so glad that this worked out. I'm so grateful. Kristen, thank you. Dana, thank you for reaching out to us and having her on. And honestly, if I'm in California for the boot camp, definitely going to look it up, because it would be wonderful to be able to meet all of these talented women in all of these different age divisions. Again, if you are under the size of 5'6" or 5'6" or under, and you'd like more information, you can go to Hazley. You want to put it, Dana, for me? Hazley.com /USA Petite, right? Or if you want to compete in the California pageant, you can go to MissCaliforniaPetite.com. And there you go. Got it. I got it. Did I get it right? Okay. Oh, poop. I got the wrong one. Okay. So Hazley.com US Petite, or if you want to go to www.MissCaliforniaPetite.com and get more information so that you too could possibly be taking over Kristen's title in just a few short weeks. And if you want more information, you can always go to our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter at PageantryNOW. And of course, the interview, if you missed part of it, if you want to be able to go back and laugh like we laughed at the beginning or in the middle, you can always find us on YouTube at PageantryNOW Media, where you'll be able to watch the entire interview again in about a half an hour. It takes a little while for it to upload. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to us on YouTube. We are one of those small stations that got downsized because we just missed the benchmark. So subscribe to us and invite your friends to come and subscribe to us as well. We love what we do here, and being able to highlight different title holders and being able to highlight different directors. So with that being said, make sure that you join us on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we have our normal shows. And this Sunday we are going to have a new contestant for the Indiana America system, so she'll be here. So yeah, I know the new YouTube rules stink. Subscribe, like, comment, share, please. Thank you, Mackenzie. And I will see you guys all, and have some yogurt. Dana, go get some yogurt. Kristen, go get some yogurt. And Cheryl, thank you for being here and supporting your daughter. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you. Without our crownies, we really don't have a show. So with that being said, everybody have a great night. Hashtag be kind to one another, and I will see you on Sunday. That's a wrap. Love you.